On Blake Lively's claims that she was allegedly harassed by this guy when they shot the movie, It Ends With Us, a film about domestic violence. And was Justin didn't harass Blake. Blake was interested in wresting control of this movie away from Justin, who was the director and the producer. She was just an actress in it. And to the point where this guy was in the basement at his own movie's premiere. And that what in fact happened was you guys were the ones out there generating negative press against Justin. You guys were the ones who were trying to ruin Justin at the Reynolds penthouse in Manhattan, where Ryan Reynolds allegedly bullied Justin so badly that a Sony representative, and her biggest takeaway was, it was so nasty. There's just so much more to the story, and the media's already like self-flagellating. Oh, we were too mean to Blake. And now you see text messages from Blake Lively comparing herself. She's the mother of dragons in Game of Thrones, that she too has her dragons, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. What Brian Friedman alleges is, and that they are powerful advocates for her. You'll go along or I'll unleash my dragons on you, you loser who no one's ever heard of.
I can't believe neither side is like giving in. They're like digging in further.
It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, documents, which prove exactly what she did to take over the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin. And we're carefully considering other people that will be sued also. Ryan Reynolds.
The courtroom is packed with reporters and spectators, all waiting for the bombshell announcement. Blake Lively walks in, her expression tense but composed. Across the room, Megyn Kelly sits with a folder of documents, ready to present what she claims is undeniable proof. Whispers fill the space as everyone anticipates what could be the final turning point in this high-profile case.
And that what in fact happened was Justin didn't harass Blake. Blake was interested in wresting control of this movie away from Justin, who was the director and the producer. She was just an actress in it, and used threats and coercion and bullying to do it. And to the point where this guy was in the basement at his own movie's premiere.
What I make of that is that if your wife is sexually harassed, you don't make fun of Justin Baldoni. You don't make fun of the situation. You take it very seriously. You file HR complaints. You raise the issue and you follow a legal process. What you don't do is mock the person and turn it into a joke.
My favorite part of what I've read of this suit so far is that Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. This is a book that's probably written at a second grade reading level.
Yeah. Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megyn. And, and we're carefully considering other people that will be sued also. And some
Ryan
of them will come
Reynolds?
as a surprise. Ryan Reynolds, for sure.
Megyn Kelly stands, her voice unwavering as she addresses the courtroom. She states that the evidence about to be revealed will confirm Blake Lively's direct involvement in the case. Gasps ripple through the audience, and cameras click frantically. The weight of the moment is undeniable as Megyn holds up a crucial document, signaling the beginning of a shocking revelation.
We've come across evidence that shows that even her own representatives knew that she was threatening and mean and tough and wanted to get her way. This is not something that we wanted out there. It's not something that Justin wanted out there. In fact, it hurts the movie. It doesn't help the movie.
My favorite part of what I've read of this suit so far is that Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. This is a book that's probably written at a second grade reading level.
Yeah.
Blake Lively's defense attorney rises to counter. He maintains that the claims are exaggerated and that no concrete proof has been provided thus far. His words are measured, but the nervous glances exchanged between the defense team suggest otherwise. The tension is thick, and the entire courtroom waits for what's next.
To sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megyn. And we're carefully considering other people that will be sued also. And some of
Ryan
them will come
Reynolds?
as a surprise. Ryan Reynolds, for sure.
Oh, wow.
Megyn Kelly walks to the evidence table, pulling out a set of legal papers. She presents transaction logs, emails, and video footage, each piece carefully laid out for the jury to see. The documents tell a story, one that paints Blake in a very different light. The courtroom buzzes with speculation, the evidence seemingly too detailed to ignore.
And this is a story that is told through the lens of a woman. And especially when it relates to intimacy scenes and to scenes where there is a mix of intimacy and violence, I wanted to make sure that those scenes had a female gaze. As much as I can try to see the world as a woman, I never...
The large courtroom screen lights up as video footage plays. It reveals a series of shocking exchanges, captured in a way no one expected. Blake's face remains unreadable, but the murmurs from the crowd indicate that the narrative is shifting. Reporters scribble notes furiously, knowing this could be the breakthrough moment in the trial.
What I make of that is that if your wife is sexually harassed, you don't make fun of Justin Baldoni. You don't make fun of the situation. You take it very seriously. You file HR complaints. You raise the issue, and you follow a legal process. What you don't do is mock the person and turn it in.
Blake is called to speak. She stands, her posture rigid, as she prepares to respond. Her voice is calm, but there's a slight tremor beneath the surface. She offers an explanation, but the weight of the allegations looms over every word. Is this a desperate attempt at defense, or is there another twist waiting to unfold?
Baldoni news before we go. As you know, we had Brian Friedman, his lawyer, on the show, also my own personal attorney, to talk about Justin's defense. And this thing is getting even more bizarre. So you may remember that one of the key allegations in her complaint against Justin Baldoni was as follows, okay, from paragraph 48 of her complaint. She writes, on another occasion, Mr. Baldoni and Ms. Lively were filming a slow dance scene for a montage in which no sound was recorded. Mr. Baldoni chose to let the camera roll and have them perform the scene, but did not act in character as Ryle. Instead, he spoke to Ms. Lively out of character as himself. At one point, he leaned forward and slowly dragged his lips from her ear and down her neck as he said, "It smells so good." None of this was remotely in character or based on any dialogue in the script, and nothing needed to be said because, again, there was no sound.
Megyn Kelly takes center stage once more, flipping through her stack of documents. She presses Blake with pointed questions, each one aimed at cornering her into an admission. The defense tries to object, but the momentum is on Megyn's side. The jury watches intently, taking in every response with calculated consideration.
Mr. Baldoni was caressing Ms. Lively with his mouth in a way that had nothing to do with their roles. When Ms. Lively later objected to this behavior, Mr. Baldoni's response was, "I'm not even attracted to you." Well, guess what? TMZ has gotten its hands on that video, and you can hear Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni interacting as themselves, knowing that this is all on video and that this is going to be used to create this dance scene. And no such moment is shown. Just watch it. Watch it.
The tension in the courtroom is unbearable. Spectators shift in their seats, sensing that a pivotal moment is near. Megyn Kelly delivers one final blow, an irrefutable piece of evidence that sends shockwaves through the room. The defense team looks shaken, as if realizing the battle may already be lost.
It smells good, and she says, "It's my body makeup." That's her big harassment moment. They are playfully acting for the camera, trying to make it look like two lovers, two people in a relationship are dancing with one another. She's giggling, she's holding his hands. They are not speaking as their characters because the sound was not going to be used in the film, but they are in character in the way, obviously Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are not choosing to hold hands and nuzzle each other and act and behave as lovers in front of this room full of people. They're doing that because they are in character and they are trying to make it look for the camera like they love each other. She's completely flirtatious with him. He is flirtatious back, but they're talking about their spouses and it's all in good fun. She laughs and says, "Oh, did you get beard on me?" She doesn't say, "Oh my God, you nuzzled me and said that I smell good." This is what she's done throughout. She said, he came in my trailer while I was breastfeeding. Well, then he produced the text messages showing her saying, I'm breastfeeding, come on over. She, like, time and time again, she accuses him of doing something, which then when you hear the full context is an absolute nothing burger. She accused his producing partner of showing her pornography. Then they produced in his lawsuit against her a picture of the alleged pornography. And it was a beautiful, artistic, absolutely non-pornographic shot of his business partner and his wife with their newborn baby in a bathtub after a bathtub birth, an at-home birth, holding one another. You can't see any body parts. You can just see that two people clearly are in a bathtub holding their baby. Just here's yet another one. She wants us to believe this is actionable harassment, what we just witnessed there. You tell me whether that's what that looks like to you. Well, so now...
The jury foreperson rises, holding a sealed envelope. The room falls silent, all eyes locked on what will happen next. The judge calls for order, preparing to read the verdict. Blake Lively remains composed, but a flicker of emotion crosses her face. The crowd collectively holds its breath.
I said that they had written to the Human Rights Office in California. Let me correct that. It's to the United States District Court in the Southern District of New York, where she filed her lawsuit against him. There's cross lawsuits by each, saying this is all retaliatory. All of his leaks to the media are retaliatory, and asking the court to shut him and Brian Friedman up, saying this must be shut down because they're trying to try this case in the media. The only reason this whole thing got started before she filed the lawsuit, she just went to the California Human Rights Office, is because she clearly cooperated with the New York Times to leak the whole thing. Indeed, that's, Brian argues, the reason she went and filed the complaint with the Human Rights Division.
The verdict is read, and the courtroom erupts into chaos. Reporters rush to break the news, spectators gasp, and Megyn Kelly stands firm, her expression confirming what many had suspected. The gavel slams down one final time. The screen fades to black, leaving the world stunned by what has just transpired.
So that she could then leak it to the Times, so she could start to rehabilitate her reputation, which got smeared because she turned out to be not a very nice person in the videos released last summer. Now that she's had her shot against him and she's severely damaged him with that New York Times piece and this complaint, which she managed to get leaked, now she wants a complete gag order. Now he needs to be shut down to protect her. This is very unfair to poor Blake. Why should Justin be able to release snippets to the media without the full context? That's what she said. That's what she did. She alleges that she's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd. And I can tell you that as somebody who's not a Hollywood actress, notwithstanding my very short stint in that cartoon Bircham. Okay, but I'm just saying, this person is not an honest broker. I believe her less than ever. I actually disbelieve her fully now. And they should not be gagged. I will happily participate in releasing any further leaks that they have because the truth should be out there. What does she have to fear if she's telling the truth?